question that the presence of the Commissioner for Health of Lagos State, who is going to deliver the keynote address.
And I can tell you that biotechnology is advancing so fast that literally our laws need to be reviewed and revised on a 6-monthly basis. And normally, our laws don't get reviewed and revised for 8, 10, sometimes 20 years. And sometimes we're sitting on laws that were written in the 1900s and they've not changed. And society has completely changed. And it is so important that we're able to keep abreast of the way man is thinking, the way the environment is changing, and the way the permissiveness of society towards certain sensitive issues.
My name is Oyewale Tomori. I'm a retired professor of virology. Today I was a discussant at this wonderful seminar that is being held by CLB. It was to say that the issue of ethics and legality are involved in vaccine and COVID vaccine. We have to look at the situation of the people, we have to look at the benefits, and we have to see the public as much as against the individual, and the rights of the individual against the rights of the public. And that's what we're talking about today. I think the way to look at it is that sometimes what you call your right can infringe on other people's rights. And you don't want their own rights to infringe on your own right. So you have to have that balance. Is what I'm doing going to affect people? Is it going to cause more infection? But also bear in mind that you may incite on your rights, but by inciting on right, it will affect your father, your mother, your other people who are very close to you. So even when you're looking for your right, you will be causing harm in other people who will even make you more sad than what you did by going on that right. So you have to balance your right with the right of the community.
Be an enabler, you need the law. The law is so important in creating the opportunity for private sector to engage and for private sector to be given their rights. So government has their set of rights and private sector have their set of rights. And we mustn't encroach on the rights of private sector to have the freedom to exercise their entrepreneurial spirits and the ability to drive our economy. A very important role of government is public protection. So it is so important that we as government, in the defining of our policies, guidelines and practices, that we are cognizant that our citizens need to be protected.
Is to break it down, make it easy, is to say that everybody do have rights, and that's important to underscore. And those rights will be respected as much as possible. But where your rights begin to impinge on other people's rights or their well-being, then you have to reevaluate that right that you have or you think you have. It's the same reason why you would not excuse somebody who pulls a gun or a knife on you and robs you and says it's because he's hungry and he needs to feed. So he did what he did in order to feed. The moment he violates your right, it's no longer excusable. So it's the same way. If my choice with vaccines, my choice with whatever health choices I make is going to put other people at risk, then we'll have to question that your personal choice or that your personal right will have to be questioned or threatened or limited because it's going to affect other people. So that's simply what it is all about.
Everyone in Nigeria, everyone in Africa having access to some sort of healthcare services. These services must be paid for. These services must be delivered. So it's a thing of how do we do it? How do we ensure that we have our population covered effectively?
I will end my brief talk by telling you about what Lagos is doing and Nigeria is doing in terms of the third wave of COVID-19. As you all know, the Incident Commander has announced over a week ago that Lagos is entering the third wave. I don't think there's anybody in Lagos or any part of Nigeria who doesn't know that there is significant activity happening around the third wave. Our numbers are going up gradually every day. Our isolation facilities are filling up slowly. So we're certainly within the third wave. what we don't know is the magnitude of this third wave virus. The virus must never overtake you. If it overtakes you, then you succumb to its effects. The virus is thinking. We must think like the virus, but we must think faster than the virus, and we must always be prepared. And Lagos, through its scientific repertoire that we've been building up for the past 6 years, we are now acquiring the ability to understand how this virus is changing its genetic formula, its composition, and that's what we call genomic intelligence. It's important that Lagos and Nigeria are able to contribute to the understanding of the genomic intelligence around this virus, which gives us the upper hand, which gives us the ability to anticipate what this virus is going to do next. And we must always be ahead and in front of the virus if we're going to keep up and eliminate it. And perhaps we may not be able to eliminate it. It may be a recurring decimal. If that's the case, then we must make sure that we COVID-proof the Lagos economy in such a way that we can get on with business as usual.